Hello and welcome to game number 2 between BoxeR and FruitDealer. BoxeR is playing as the blue Terran at the 9 o'clock position, and FruitDealer is playing as the red Zerg at the 12 o'clock position. The map is Metalopolis, and this is game number 2, so if you haven't seen game number 1, it was really epic, and I do think you should definitely see it in high definition, as I have uploaded that as well, so you could definitely check that out. And it looks like he does put up a supply depot in front, and it looks like he's going to do something with his SCV. He does have an SCV, and he's going to be building a barracks directly outside of his base. A little bit abnormal, but that will lower the rush distance to his opponent, and that will help tremendously as his opponent is really close. FruitDealer is scouting the incorrect direction with the Overlord, and he will be moving south with it. And with his 14th drone, it looks like he's going to make that hatchery. Yes, he will be, and he should be making his spawning pool as well very shortly. One SCV coming out for BoxeR scouting in the correct direction, and a refinery recently gone up for BoxeR. And the hatchery is about 10 or 20% complete at the moment, and BoxeR's got to be really happy to see that his opponent is that close. And a spawning pool just went down for FruitDealer. Orbital command going up for BoxeR inside his command center, and another SCV it looks like is going to be coming to the way of the FruitDealer. Bunkers and pylons are very nasty for Zergs to deal with very early game, and it looks like BoxeR is going to be putting down one bunker. And a second bunker is going to be going up. There's going to be two bunkers going up directly in front of the base of FruitDealer, and these drones can't really do that much. They can't get us around anything, and they won't be able to destroy it faster than BoxeR can build it. And will FruitDealer cancel this hatchery? That is the question. He did get the extractor, and there's one marine that came very early with that closer barracks. I'm sure that helped a lot, and it looks like he is going to cancel the hatchery. He does not want to be separated from his base. A couple of Zerglings are being made at the moment, and one of these bunkers are getting salvaged. He just wanted to make sure he could not get those drones to surround the bunker and take it down, and this bunker with one marine inside will prevent FruitDealer from getting his natural expansion the way he wanted. A Roach Warren is going up for FruitDealer at the moment, and we do see a lot of movements of drones and marines. A second marine is going to join that first marine inside the bunker. A couple of Zerglings going to be trying to run out of these area, but it looks like two of them will go down. The third one will go down about to 33 HP, and it looks like FruitDealer is going to get the gold expansion. Completely unexpected by BoxeR, I would imagine, and if this goes up and goes unchecked, it could give a huge advantage to FruitDealer. BoxeR still thinking he has his opponent contained, is building a factory along with a command center that the Zerglings do spot, and the Zerglings are going to be able to try to take down this SCV on the side. Will they be able to take down this SCV? SCV's at 5 HP, and they do take down the SCV, and they're working on a second SCV. The SCV does move to the side, and a Marine does come out to help. A couple of roaches are going to be coming out relatively soon. Should be able to make quick work of this bunker. A second refinery is about to be complete for BoxeR, and this hatchery is up, and I think BoxeR does not yet see it. He does not have any units out. These Zerglings are keeping him contained at the moment, but he should be able to bust out anytime with that Hellions help, and the bunker is still up and outside the base of FruitDealer, and a couple of roaches are going to come over here, and he does micro the roaches back very smartly. And the Marines are probably going to go down with the bunker unless he gets them out, and the Marines do leave, and the Marines are going to give the bunker enough time to salvage, so BoxeR has not lost anything at all just at the moment. Double tech lab going up for BoxeR at the moment, one on the factory, one on the barracks, and FruitDealer do take down both of those Marines, and one Hellion coming in. The roaches were at the top of the ramp denying that Hellion from coming in, and the tech labs have finished for both the barracks and the factory. And it looks like he's going to be putting down the command center, getting the orbital command for the second command center, and a Marauder is coming out. The Marauders will drive just in time to try to make these roaches go away, and they do. Very critical timing there, as a couple of FCVs are repairing this tech lab, and a roach trying to hit on that factory on the side, and the Marauders range just enough to hit on that roach and will make him run away. And inside the base, meanwhile, this Hellion, does get 2 drone kills. He might be able to get some more if he just micros away from this Queen, but the Queen very close on the tail of that Hellion, forcing him to run away. And now this Hellion is going to be able to run to the top. He does spot that his opponent does have the gold expansion right now. Metabolic Boost currently being researched by FruitDealer, and BoxeR is going to be getting his first Banshee from the starport. And we do see a couple of roaches moving about and a spine crawler going down at the Go expansion, and Steam Pack is currently being researched, as well as a third hatchery going up directly outside in the natural expansion. I don't think BoxeR sees this, and BoxeR does not see it on the map just yet. Metabolic boost about 50% done. More marines and tanks currently being produced, and two more barracks, are going up for BoxeR at the moment. A lot of roaches outside, going to try to do some pressure, prevent BoxeR from expanding, and these roaches are forced back by the tanks. A couple of SCVs are transferring, and these roaches are going to try to come in. Everything is 0-0 at the moment, and he will peel off from that engagement. A couple of roaches going back, and these Banshee will be able to try to take down some of these roaches. Roaches are running for their lives at the moment. Will he be able to make it back in time? He does take down one roach. A queen is going to come over to help, and a second queen is actually in the making. He might be able to take down this queen. It's going to be really close. He's coming back to buy himself some time, and the second queen does spawn, and this Banshee is really low on HP. This queen is really low on HP, and he does take down the Banshee. The queen only has 3 HP left. Very, very close battle there. And BoxeR screen still does not see this expansion for FruitDealer, and the hatchery is up and functional. If we talk about the army size right now, 57 to 62, 50. Still very, very close for both players. We do see some spore crawlers going down because he saw that BoxeR does have the Banshees, but Banshees still does not have Cloak just yet, I believe. Yes, Cloak still has not been researched. A couple of Zerglings coming in with some roaches trying to get us around on this tank. Will they be able to? It does take down the SCV, building the bunker outside, and will he be able to take down this tank? Tank's very, very low on HP, and the last 2 shots from the roaches will take it down. If we take a look at the units lost, pretty close for both these players, and if we take a look at the army size, 61 to 62, almost identical at the moment. Clear reconstitution is currently being researched for the roaches. A couple of Zerglings getting really, really close with their Zergling speed. And 2 creep tumors will get shot as they were trying to develop. Siege Tech is about to finish, and BoxeR still does not yet see this base at the 12 o'clock position for the natural expansion. And the Mink statue is over there hailing at BoxeR, and there's one SCV coming about, and looks like the SCV is going to rally through that base, and he might be able to see it if he lets this through. If BoxeR's SCV can get through, then he will be able to see this base. Let's see, and he's going to find out that he does have an expansion for FruitDealer. This SCV will find out for BoxeR. A bunker going up on the side as that SCV is getting destroyed at the 12 o'clock natural expansion, and we do see the upgrade for the groove spines, the +1 range for the Hydralisk. And if we take a look at the income tab right now, both players about even, slightly ahead for the Zerg player FruitDealer in terms of minerals, but not in terms of gas. Surprisingly, he's actually focusing more on the army count. We took a look at the army size, 77 to 80, still pretty close for both players, and one Hellion on the side here. A couple of spine crawlers in play, and these Zerglings, I think he actually has a lot of Zerglings. He has 51 Zerglings in play right now, and these Banshees are not going to be able to hit by those Zerglings. Inferno Pre-Igniter is currently being upgraded by BoxeR, and we do see the Carapace being upgraded for the ground forces, and nothing is in this. Ooh, 3 drones are going over there. And the Banshees are going to try to take down this one queen, does take it down, and a couple of Zerglings do swarm, but they won't be able to do too much. A second queen might be picked off by these Banshees, and they do manage to pick off these queens. So right now, FruitDealer only left with 2 queens for his 3 hatcheries. One Hydralisk trying to shoot down the Banshee, and the Banshee will back away. And the Banshee is coming back to try to shoot down that Hydralisk that was shooting him. Very, very nice micro by both players. No unit currently lost yet after that exchange. And 2 Thors are coming out for BoxeR as he's trying to expand. He wants to prevent his opponent from expanding, but FruitDealer is actually getting a 4th base at the 3 o'clock position. And if we take a look at the army size, 107 to 105, still extremely close unit army count. A lot of Zerglings, a couple of Hydralisks, and 2 Queens and 1 Overseer, whereas BoxeR has a couple of tanks, a lot of Marines, and 1 Thor out. A second Thor should be on the way anytime. About 90% done. And we do see the Banelings list finally going up, and the Cloak is currently being researched for the Banshees as well. There's a lot of action, a lot of tension in the air between these 2 players, as neither player wants to be that first player that makes the mistake. Another command center going down for BoxeR as he's probably thinking about taking the upper left-hand corner of the map. A lot of movements about with Zerglings, and ooh, that Hellion does finally go down. FruitDealer wants to make sure BoxeR does not expand, and BoxeR wants to keep FruitDealer on his toes. By both are having a relatively large army size. They have 112, 114 to 133, still very, very close, within 10. As this game is approaching the mid-game stage, the Zerg does have a 0-1 upgrade for his ground forces, whereas the Terran player does not have any upgrades just yet. He is getting the combat shield for his Marines, however. He's grabbing a couple of medevacs as well. One medevac coming out with 2 Hellions with the pre-igniter. Pre-igniter is very, very good against light units such as Zerglings and Banelings. A couple of Zerglings still running around the map at the moment. Both players getting a lot of upgrades at the moment. And we do see the ground carapace level number 2 and the missile attacks as well as the centrifugal hooks for FruitDealer, and BoxeR's going to move out here. He might be trying to siege up here and try to pressure the gold expansion in the middle. One Overlord coming in. We'll get an idea of what kind of forces he's dealing with, and FruitDealer's got to be careful here. He does not want to invest too much in a push against these tanks and Thors, and the tanks are pushing ever closer and closer. The Overlords do have the capability to pick up those Banelings and drop those bombs upon his opponents, and the 2 Spine Crawlers are moving back, trying to get in position. The centrifugal hook's almost about to be done. Ground level, ooh, one of Zerglings ran into that and forced the tanks to friendly fire upon his friendly tanks. Another scan goes off, picking off some of the creep tumor there. Army size at 176, 174, awfully close for these 2 players. And it looks like BoxeR has his Hellions in place, preventing those Zerglings from coming in. And a couple of Hellions do extend themselves a little bit too far and will get shot down. We do see a couple of fair exchanges here. A couple of Thors holding it down for BoxeR at the moment. A lot of Zerglings moving out at the upper left-hand position. BoxeR have a firm control, very nice placement of those siege tanks. Like a lot of Zerglings coming in from the northwest position, but they will back away from the tank fire. A lot of them did die over here. If we take a look at the army count, 187 to 177, still both very, very close. A lot of Roaches and Hydras coming in to fight some of these Marines, and the Marines are tanks are trying to take down this hatchery. And will they be able to take it down? The hatchery is very, very close. A lot of Zerglings and Banelings are inside these Overlords, and the Baneling drops should be coming very, very soon. The Baneling drops are going to be on the Thors, and the Thors are taking a lot of damage. And 2 of these Thors are relatively low, but not dead just yet. But the Zerglings and the Banelings died quite a bit there, and BoxeR has taken a slight lead right now, 133 to 119. And the Zerg player is trying to make a lot of Roaches and Zerglings to try to deal with this. He does have some Banelings somewhere, but he needs to put them on Overlords and load them and drop them over here. And we see a lot of friendly fire on these tanks, and the tanks actually hurting themselves more than they're hurting the Zerg players. And the Zerg are coming with a lot of Roaches. We might see a final push with these Roaches. Roaches are coming and get us around on these 2 Thors. One Thor goes down almost immediately. Second Thor going down very, very close, and gets picked up by the Venomax. Extremely good micro by BoxeR. BoxeR surviving that. Both players at 105 right now. This is an extremely close game. BoxeR has almost taken this upper left-hand corner, but is actually on creep, so he cannot land his command center. And a couple of Banelings being loaded up into an Overlord. And this Overlord is going to try to come here and drop. Will he be able to drop it? He's got to drop it. And the green goo everywhere. And that siege tank is almost down. The Roaches coming up to clean up this mess. And they're just fighting it to the bitter end. The command center is actually floating over the battle for some reason. And the Roaches are coming in. The tanks are actually shooting each other as well. The Roaches still coming in. Army size 90 to 97. Still very, very close for both players. Additional Zerglings being produced. A lot of Marines. And one tank is being produced by BoxeR. There's a lot of action over the map. And it looks like I think both players are still about even. The Zerg does not want to go inside the base of Terran, as he is a little bit scared to make that first mistake. He does not want to invest too much. And both players being really careful right now. And this Spore Crawler is bleeding, as he does not have the hatchery, but the Spore Crawler is shooting at the command center while it's flying overhead. A couple of Zerglings being roasted by those Hellions. Very, very nice play there by BoxeR, killing a lot of Zerglings with just 2 Hellions. And the Zerglings will smartly back off, and this one Roach is caught a little bit out of position, perhaps a wrong rally point. And if we take a look at the army size now, 142 to 100, I think